You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies.
Welcome to Minor League Cricket 2024, presented by Sunico, as Orlando Galaxy take on Atlanta Fire for the second match of their doubleheader. Their first match yesterday, Friday evening, Atlanta Fire were dominant and won by a whopping 76 runs as the Fire are catching heat in this Minor League Cricket 2024 season. The Fire have now won 2 of their last 3 matches, and in the standings, Baltimore Royals lead the way with 9 points. Raptors second with 9. The Fire sit third with 6 points. Atlanta Lightning, Orlando Galaxy, and the Lions follow suit. Now, Orlando Galaxy, who were supposed to play these matches in Central Florida because of the rain situation, they have to play the games in Atlanta Fire. And the starting lineups for the Galaxy, there are 4 changes. Sumit Shawat comes in. Nasir Ahmed Khan, so too Bhavin Patel, and Siddhant Shah. They come in for Varadarajan, Manav Patel, Hardik Desai, and Antonio Scott, the 4 players sitting out for the Orlando Galaxy. Well, the Orlando Fire have won the toss for the second consecutive match, and they will elect to bowl first rather than bat like they did yesterday. So as for this Atlanta Fire team, who are climbing the charts like a pop hit in your top 20 countdown, they just make one change. It'll be Viraj Vaghela, the U21 player. He comes in for Subramanian, the medium pacer. And it's going to be the usual suspect, Stephen Taylor, a century yesterday off of just 59 deliveries. He's back there again with his opening partner, Rajdeep Darbar, to go along with Cornet Dry and Sudeep Umit. Well, the points table, like we mentioned, Baltimore Royals leading the charge with 9, Raptors 9. But look out for the Fire, winning 2 of their last 3, 6 points. And now Atlanta Lightning, who are tied with them. Lightning take on the Lions, the Fire take on the Galaxy, and it's going to be very interesting to see what pans out between today and tomorrow as the points table try to shake out before we head to Fort Lauderdale as the Southern Division continues. Well, the 2 openers from yesterday, Akeem Dodson and Romario King, are in the wicket. Yesterday, they put on a partnership of 27 for the first wicket, just in 2.2 overs before Romario King was LBW to Udin on a ball that kept low. And you see Romario King getting warm. And Akeem Dodson, the USA international, former U19 international. Dodson made his USA U19 debut all the way back in 2006. Played minor league cricket with the Michigan All-Stars, Cricket Stars rather. Now he's in Orlando Galaxy gate. So the left-handed, right-handed opening partnership, and they'll be going up against Udin, who was the star of the show against the Lightning on Sunday with 4 wickets. Yesterday was a little bit more subdued. He opened the bowling, had 2.5 overs, 2 for 24, and he'll be starting us off today with the first delivery to Dodson. Swan is on the up, driven. But there's cover at the boundary, and Dodson is away with 2. Akeem Dodson yesterday, 15 runs off of 12 deliveries, 2 fours. But this coming off the back of a 34-run innings against Morrisville Raptors last week, Sunday. So the wicketkeeper batter opener is in form. This one again, good delivery, just about waist high, chopping it to point. Another single to the total, and Romario King will take strike. Romario King, 13 runs off of 6 deliveries, a 4 and a 6. Came in back-to-back balls yesterday in his innings. But there was one that kept low, and it trapped him LBW against this same bowler, Udin, who has been the strike bowler for Atlanta Fire so far in this short minor league cricket season. This one's a full delivery and whipped off the pads. But deep square leg comes across and covers the boundary, which means it's just going to be 2 to the total rather than 4. So King is away. It's 5 without loss after just 3 deliveries. Yesterday, both teams started off in very aggressive fashion. Atlanta Fire, of course, opening the batting, or went in first, scored 221. But these two openers came out blazing. And this one is off the outside edge. So another single to King. He goes to 3. Udin outside off stump and sort of fishing was Dodson. All eyes on the umpire. No wide, so a valuable dot ball for this Fire team. Atlanta Fire came into the yesterday's match with just 2 wins from their first 5. But with a win against the Lightning last Sunday and a win against the Galaxy yesterday, they are right back in the discussion to get into the playoffs from the Southern Division. This one is whipped off his legs. And is it the first boundary? No, it's not. Deep mid wicket comes across, just 1. And that takes us through the first over. Udin's over goes for 7. It's 7 without loss. We are back in beautiful Rydell, Georgia. Ryan Davis with you on the broadcast. Minor League Cricket 2024, prevented by Sunico. And the skipper is not wasting any time. Amelia Ponzo, who came in on the first change yesterday and picked up 4 wickets to stunt the Orlando Galaxies, opening the bowling today, the Sri Lankan international. And immediately, the left-hander to the left-handed batter, Boza Dusra. Oh, again, another ball going away from the left-hander, and the mystery bowler is immediately hitting his straps and has Dodson guessing. This one is closer to middle stump, and Dodson just whips it off his legs for 1, maybe 2. Good running between the wickets. They're so quick, Dodson and King. Don't forget Dodson, 37 years young, but don't tell him that. Well, as this man, Amelia Ponzo, 4 overs, 4 for 19 yesterday. Incredible. This one is going down the leg side, and the sweep slog does not come to fruition. Ponzo. With those 4 wickets yesterday, Emilio Ponzo in the top 2 in minor league cricket 2024 with wickets taken. And he goes after him, Dodson, high in the air. It's going to be safe. But did it carry over the rope? It did. Dodson gets his first boundary, and it comes in the form of a 6. Ponzo just pitching up slightly. And it was in Dodson's wheelhouse. And he smashed it back overhead for 6. So the end of Emilio Ponzo over. 2 overs in the books. 15 without loss. The Galaxy starting a revival. So it will be Uden, who went for 7 runs in his first over, to operate in the third. Romario King, who only conjured up 6 runs in 3 innings in minor league cricket before yesterday, got his highest total. Ooh, and a leg cutter leaving the right-hander. And it was too good for King. So with those runs yesterday by Romario King, his highest total in minor league cricket was 13. And before that, had only 6 runs from 3 innings. Again, Uden just in that corridor of uncertainty. Just short of a length on or just about off stump. And at this point, Romario King can't find him. Romario King plays his cricket in South Florida. And in the Florida Cricket Conference, just had 1 match. Didn't get a chance to bat. And again, Uden hitting his straps, and Romario King can't find the ball. Uden. It is absolutely Richard Hadley, Glenn McGrath-esque bowling from Uden. And Romario King, hands on hips, can't believe it. He is pitching the ball on a dime, just short of a length, hitting the seam, moving away from the right-handed batter. And Romario King does not have an answer. 4 consecutive dot balls by Uden. And again, just shadowing Romario King, nowhere near it. And this can very well turn out to be a maiden over. King just having a quick conversation with Dobson. Yesterday, these two put on 27 for the first wicket in just 2.2 overs. Well, they are 2.5 at 15 at this point. This one's pitched up, driven. And King breaks the shackles and gets a single, which means he will take strike for the next over. Just 1 run from it. After 3, 16 without loss. The Sri Lankan international, Amelia Ponzo, coming for his second over, was having a fantastic first over to Dodson until he pitched one up in the last delivery and Dodson hit him for 6. So he was none for 8 after his first over and getting a chance to bowl around the wicket to the right-hander for the first time today. Short delivery. Ponzo again, hurrying the ball onto the right-hander. Well, he played for Sri Lanka, Amelia Ponzo, Colombo Kings, Sri Lanka A, Washington Freedom in Major League Cricket. Possibly one of the most decorated players in minor league cricket 2024. This one coming into the right-hander, and again, Romario King has no idea which way this ball is going, and they steal a leg by. Again, the delivery by Ponzo, showing left-arm orthodox, but turning into the right-hander. And this was a close call for King. Well, Amelia Ponzo, 9 official ODIs for Sri Lanka. And he picked up 10 wickets. His best bowling in ODI internationals, 4 for 18. And a sweep and appeal for LBW. All eyes on the umpire. Not out the call, dot ball. And just 1 run from the first 5 deliveries for Ponzo. But can he keep Dodson quiet for the last ball of this over? Dodson slashes at it outside off stump. And he gets a boundary. Just like he did in the last over for Ponzo's first over. Hit a 6. This time he cuts away for a 4 and gets a boundary. Well, that's the sort of form Akima Dodson is in. Just a fraction wide. And he put his wrist right through it. 4 more to the total. So after 4 overs, it's none for 21. Beginning of the 5th. And Corne Dry, the tall South African, bowls a loosener and is called for a wide. Corne Dry coming into this season as the top 3 in minor league cricket with wickets taken. Played for the South African youth team and is currently doing some gardening to get his footing Corny Dry's figures yesterday, very impressive. 2 overs, 1 for 11. Bowling to King, who is 4 off of 12. King just punches to cover. And Romario King, despite the quick fire 13 yesterday, off of just 6 deliveries, is really having a rough go at it out in the middle. Udin bowled him 5 consecutive dot balls before he got a single. And then Aponzo was spinning a web from the other end. Here's Dry. Pitched up and driven down the ground. King gets off of strike and gives Dodson, who is in terrific form, 16 off of 12, a chance to get a move on for the Galaxy in the power play. Dry. Dodson on drives. Gets a single. Well, whether he's hitting boundaries or not, Dodson is keeping the scoreboard ticking over. The 37-year-old former US international hails from New York. Can't talk enough about the incredible cricket leagues that take place in that vicinity. Such rich culture. Corner Dry to King. Short delivery. This one is high in the air. Did King get all of it? He did. Romario King, so good with the short ball, punishes Corner Dry for dropping one in short. He has a somewhat open stance, and anything short, he latches onto it. And he pulled this one between mid-wicket and long on for 6. So the Galaxy having a good start as they try to retrieve this ball. It's 30 without loss, and we're only in 4.4 overs. King 11, Dodson 17. And after the thumping they got from the Atlanta Fire, a 76-run loss yesterday evening, can Orlando Galaxy put up a total that they can defend against this very powerful Fire lineup? Well, this was the last delivery that gave the umpires a bit of worry because they had to go and fetch this ball in the forest. Romario King chasing squirrels. Fantastic shot over long on. So the ball has been retrieved. These squirrels were very nice to give it back to us. And Corner Dry, who is now giving up 7, actually 9, in his first 4 deliveries. This one is pitched up on off stump and a thick outside edge. Fielded down at the boundary by Paul Palmer. This is going to be a 7-ball over. The first delivery was a wide by Dry. And now with the right-hander, left-hander combination, the field has to do some adjusting. Dry. Last ball of the 5th. Right on off stump, they get a single. So the run rate after 5 overs is up just about 6.4. So it's 32 without loss after the first 5.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So the last over of the power play is going to be bowled by this left-handed genius, the skipper for the Atlanta Fire, Emilio Ponzo. Trying to keep the pressure on Dodson. Actually, it's Stephen Taylor. It's a change in the bowling. Right-handed off spinner, so Ponzo takes himself off after 2 overs. Quick start on Ponzo. His 2 overs, none for 12. 2 of those deliveries, the last ball in each of his 2 overs, 1 hit for 6, 1 hit for 4. So that's 10 runs out of his 12. Other than that, he's perfect. So he comes off. He brings in the tall Jamaican Stephen Taylor. To bowl the last ball of the power play. Stephen Taylor's figures yesterday, 3 overs, none for 17. But that was after one of the best innings of the season we've seen so far. 102 off of 59 from the towering left-handed batter. Dodson goes after him. High in the air, over cover, and it's safe. Another boundary to Hakeem Dodson. Just pitched up a fraction. And Dodson was onto it. Didn't actually get to the pitch of the ball, but he got enough of it to get it over the power play infield. And the restrictions, of course, in the first 6 overs. So 4 more to Dodson. He goes to 23. And the Galaxy having a very solid opening partnership yet again between these two. Goes after him again, a slog. But mid-wicket with some damage control, just a single. So King, who had 13 yesterday from 6 deliveries, today he has 13 off of 17. How is he going to handle Stephen Taylor? And with that tall angle, a tall height. Goes after him. Sweep, slog, over mid-wicket. Well, that answers that question. A 6, Romario King. He's so strong with the bottom hand, Romario King. Anything short from a medium pacer or a quickie gets pulled away. And anything within that wheelhouse of sweeping or slogging, he goes right across the line. And like a rat trap, If you step on it, it's going to be painful. 6 more to the total. Romario King on 19. "13 off of Taylor's first over. Last ball of the power play. Galaxy 45 without loss. And a dot ball ends the power play. 6 overs in the books. 46 the score. We'll be right back.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Quick summary after the power play. 45 without loss. Dodson, the main man, 24th of 17. Romario King catching up after a slow start. 19 from 19. And Udin, the opening bowler. No one has had success so far. 2 overs, none for 8 for Udin. Aponzo, like we said, a 6 and a 4 off the last balls of his first and second over. 12th for no wicket after 2. Atlanta Fire winning the toss for the second successive match, or day rather. Yesterday, they decided to bat, compiled a score of 221 off of the back of Stephen Taylor, and bowled out the Galaxy for 145. Here's Dry. Gets a dot ball, saw Dodson coming down the wicket, and just shifted his line away from the lefty. Dry. Dodson is driving, but he bangs it into the ground. And that was Benjamin Kalitz at cover, who did the covering. This one's pitched up again. Outside edge. Third man comes into play. So this right-handed, left-handed combination means the field is very active if there's a single or a 3. A lot of shuffling and changing. See Stephen Taylor, that short fine leg for the right-handed Romario King, who's starting to get a move on. King is down the track, lifts it high in the air. And it beats long off. That's Axe Dave rather, who is so good in the outfield. And the batters come back for 2. Romario King trying to just whip that over square leg. Dot ball. Well, give Romario King credit. He knows his strengths. Bottom hand player, pulling, getting under the ball, trying to get lift and height. And he sticks to what he knows best, being aggressive and trying to score on that onside as much as possible. And there he is, a short ball by Dry, high in the air, and it's going to drop short of deep square leg. So a successful over by Dry, just 4 runs off of it. It is 49 without loss after 7.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So there's going to be a change of bowling. It is going to be Dave, the U19 USA prospect. Bowling to King. It's a quick off spinner. King just bangs that one into the ground, back to the bowler. Dave has been incredible with the bat. 37 again yesterday. 30 odd against the Lightning on Sunday. Took a game-winning catch against the Lightning last Sunday. And took a few catches yesterday as well out in the deep. This one's cut away by King. These batters are so aggressive between the wickets. They come back easily for 2. So the 50 is up for Orlando Galaxy. 50 opening partnership. And in minor league cricket, that is diamonds and jewels. It is a rarity in this format of the game. No wide by the umpire. And Dave with those long arms. So Dave choosing to come around the wicket now to the right-hander for the last 2 deliveries. Had a lot of success coming over the wicket. Wants to change his angle. And tries to bowl, looks like a Dursra to go across the right-hander. But at this point, it's all going well for Dave. This one's pitched up. Romario King gets a leading edge. It's in the air and it drops short of long off. And the misfield keeps the batters at 1. And that'll be the end of the 8th over, 52 without loss.
Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tyke Real Estate presents the 4th annual Atlanta Open T20 October 8th through 13th in Atlanta, Georgia. For more information, visit AtlantaOpenT20.com.
So Cornet Dry to operate again. 2 overs, none for 15 to Romario King. King gets an outside edge, playing through the line of the ball. And it's going to get Dodson back on strike. And I say that because Dodson hasn't faced the delivery in just about 8 or 9 minutes. And in T20 cricket, that's an eternity. As Romario King played out the Akshdave over in the last over and got a single off the last ball. Dry, and this one hits almost the thigh pad and went over the stumps. Excellent delivery by the South African. Corner Dry coming into this season behind Guyan Fernando and Kevin Stout for wickets taken in minor league cricket. Dry. So again, getting the lift. There's nowhere for Dodson to go. That is in that corridor of uncertainty. Can't drive, can't cut. And you can earn a living as a fast medium bowler if you hit that mark. Again, just short of a length. And all Dodson can do is squirt it away to cover and get a single. And Corner Dry is starting to get on top of the batters. One more to the total. The only thing Dry has to be concerned about with Romario King, who's now 26 off of 29, is dropping it just a fraction short, because King will turn on it and has tremendous power on the leg side. High in the air, it's a top edge, and it's taken. It's Rajdeep Darbar, the wicketkeeper, takes the catch, and Corner Dry gets the better of Romario King. So Orlando Galaxy lose their first wickets. And no surprise, Corner Dry, who's been on top of the bowlers, the batters rather, gets King to play through the line of the ball, hits the shoulder of the bat. It went over his head. And an easy catch for Darbar behind the stumps. So Dry gets the breakthrough. It is 53 for 1 with one delivery left in the 9th over. Well, Dry got the wicket of Manav Patel yesterday, comprehensively bowling him down. And in comes in Ahmed Khan, the most experienced Orlando Galaxy player, former captain of the Galaxy team, a University of Central Florida student, is a legend in the Florida leagues, is now about to take strike, a former opener coming in 1 down, facing Corner Dry. Just turns this one around. Did he get any bat onto it? So a leg by. And that's the end of a very successful Corner Dry over. Just 3 runs off of it, but the prize wicket of Romario King as the Galaxy are 54 for 1.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
$55 for 1 after 9. Ask Dave to continue to Ahmed Khan, who was added to this lineup today. And it's driven. And it's Khalid's the U19 Canadian International fielding. So Khan is off the mark. Question is, Dodson, who's 26 from 23, does he decide to go after the youngster, the U19 player, USA U19 player, Ash Dave? He does. Thick outside edge and taken in the deep. Dodson tries to get a move on, but pays the price. Dave gets his wicket, his first. Caught at short third man. And both openers are now back in the pavilion. King dismissed by Dry in the last over. Dodson going after Ash Dave, thick outside edge. And that short third man takes a comfortable catch for the second wicket. So after a great start by the openers, a 50-run opening partnership, the Galaxy are now 56 for 2 in the 10th over. The new batter, Parth Patel, had a rough go of it yesterday. Was bowled comprehensively by Amelia Ponzo for just one. Faced 4 deliveries. And he's going to go up against the very confident Ash Dave. So Dave to continue. Patel's first delivery. And he looks like someone who's trying to find some form, Parth Patel. This one's a full delivery outside off stump, and Patel just pushes it to cover. So this US U19 players going at it. Dave and Patel coming across his stumps and just turns it to the onside and cleverly gets off the mark. Well, you cannot discount the influence of getting wickets. Galaxy were going guns with King and Dodson and now have been stunted after Dry and Dave have both gotten wickets, send the openers back in the pavilion. And this one goes high in the air. Khan goes after the youngster and clears the ropes. The 38-year-old goes after the U19 player and the veteran wins the battle. Coming around the wicket to the right-hander. In Khan's wheelhouse, and he paid the ultimate price. Beautiful drive over the top. As clean as you like. 6 more to the total. And that's the end of Dave's over. 63 for 2. So halfway through this Galaxy innings, run rate 6.3. But the good part about it for the Galaxy is just 2 wickets lost. And now the leg spinner Shazad, who could be a little erratic at times, but he does get turned both ways, a wrong on and the leg spinner. Yesterday, 4 overs, 1 for 49 was the most expensive. But if Shazad gets rhythm, which what Atlanta Fire are hoping that he gets, he can be a decider. So the U19 USA International, Path Patel comes down, drives, and it's going to be an overthrow for the Galaxy. So Khan, on his last delivery against Dave, went back overhead for 6. How does he greet the leg spinner Shazad? Oh, a beautiful delivery. Flat, and it's spun a mile. Khan gets this one away. So Ahmed Khan. And Shazad is starting to hit his straps. That one was pitched on Midland leg, and there's nothing much Khan could do with it. Oh, look at that turn. Leg spinners, it is a beautiful art. If they can pitch it, they get turn and bounce. But you can expect a loose one every so often. This one is tossed up in the air and he's bowled him. Comprehensively bowled. And Khan has to depart. Shazad gets the breakthrough. A 1 wicket, 1 run performance in his first over. And the dangerous Ahmed Khan has to depart for 7. The Galaxy lose their 3rd after spinning the ball and bowling flat and turning. He pitches one up with some air, plays all around it, Khan, and rocks back his off stump. This is a very good view. Beating the right-hander, hitting the off stump, and it's 64 for 3 after 11. Welcome back to Rydell, Georgia, for this second match between Orlando Galaxy and Atlanta Fire. First match yesterday, Friday evening. Atlanta Fire on fire, putting up 221 off of Stephen Taylor, then bowling out the Galaxy for 145. Now the Galaxy put into bat. Patel rocks back and punches the cover, and he takes a catch. U19 on U19. Patel holds out, and a lovely catch by Viraj. Viraj Vaghela brought into the lineup today. Takes a catch at short extra cover. And Ash Dave gets his second wicket. Nowhere for Patel to go. Gets back on the back foot and drives on the up. And an easy catch by Vaghela. So Galaxy starting to stumble. After a 50-run opening partnership, they are now 64 for 4. As the U19 all-rounder Ash Dave gets his second wicket in his third over. So Parth Patel departs. And Balagopala, who had an excellent knock yesterday for Orlando Galaxy, was one of the pick of the batters, had 20 off of 25. Is going to come in to replace Parth Patel. And Dimitri Adams, who has just come in to replace Ahmed Khan from the over before, hasn't faced the ball. These two for the 5th wicket. Actually, for the 4th wicket. Put on 38 runs yesterday. Can they get a resistance today? And Dave, after his wicket, gets a dot ball. Balagopala had 20. Adams had 38. One of his more impressive innings in minor league cricket. And Dave is getting some bounce with that high action. Balagopala goes after him. It's a drive over cover. And it drops short of Kalitz in the deep. Two to Balagopala. And this one not turning, but bouncing right over these stumps. Ash Dave spinning a web. 2 wickets for 13. Last ball of his third. Outside off stump, dot ball. So it's actually given a wide. So Dave will have to do it again. Pulled away by Balagopala. And he gets a boundary. A much needed boundary for Orlando Galaxy. They go to 71. Dave was fantastic after he bowled that wide though. Second guessed himself, banged it in short. Balagopala rocking back in his crease, pulling it through mid-wicket. And he gets his first boundary. .71 for 4 after 12.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
And pulled the brakes on the Orlando Galaxy. Shazad also getting Ahmed Khan. And he scores 71 for 4. And Adams and Balagopala have the responsibility, like they did yesterday, to try and put this innings back together again. So the left-handed Dimitri Adams cuts, misses, looks to the umpire. Before yesterday, Dimitri Adams, his highest score in minor league cricket was 44. Yesterday, he had 38 of 26, 2 fours and 3 sixes. And probably the best fielder in this league, is just as efficient with the bat. And Adams is off the mark. Thumbs up by Balagopala, who is now going to face the very dangerous Shazad, who in his first over had a wicket and just a run. Again, Shazad hitting his straps, getting that bounce. Giving himself some room and cutting this one. Pass extra cover. He knew exactly what he was doing. Balagopala pulled away to the leg side, giving himself some room to open up those shoulders and just put the blade right through the ball. Over extra cover, 2 bounces. Shazad again, pitched up. Oh, and he's beaten everyone. Stephen Taylor, Darbar, and so too Balagopala. And it's an appeal for a run out now. And it looks like Balagopala, who dodged being caught behind, tried to squeeze out another run and is now run out. Well, a cat only has 9 lives, and off of 1 ball, Balagopala survived the first life with the edge that beat the keeper and slip, and then took on Paul Palmer and a fantastic throw over the stumps. Darbar was not impressed, the keeper, but then he got behind the stumps quickly, and look at this throw by Palmer. And Balagopala has to head back to the pavilion. Fantastic bit of fielding to clean up the drop catch opportunity. And the 5th wicket falls for the Galaxy. So here it was again. Shazad beating Balagopala. A mis-stumping by Darbar. Palmer gives chase, turns around and throws a scud right over the bails. And that was the end of Balagopala. Now Saeed comes to the wicket, and that's the end of a very successful 13th over. Galaxy struggling 77 for 5.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Amelia Ponzo, Sri Lankan international, left-arm spinner. who spun a web yesterday at 4 overs, 4 for 19. The skipper has brought himself back on. Bowling to the left-handed Adams. Adams plays from his crease. Dot ball. This one just short of a length, but scurrying on to Adams. And it was just about 3 inches away from that off stump. Adams opening the face of the bats beautifully. Third man giving chase. It's all downhill there. 2 more to the total. Well, Emilio Ponzo with 10 ODI international wickets and T20s. He has 3 matches and he's gotten 4 wickets in international T20 arena. Best bowling figures for Sri Lanka, 2 for 29 in this format. Adams is appeal for LBW. Umpire's given it. Adam goes completely across the line to try and take on the left arm spinner. It was a quicker delivery by Aponzo. Going for the slog sweep, and that was going to hit middle. Easy decision for the umpire. Adams departs. Doesn't have the score like he had yesterday. And now the Galaxy are crumbling at 79 for 6. So the new batter heading to the crease was just added to the lineup today. Bhavin Patel. He played for Atlanta Paramveers in his first few seasons in minor league cricket. Paramveers, of course, folded. Atlanta Fire and Atlanta Lightning came to fruition. And now Patel has come to the Orlando Galaxy with his experience. And Emilio Ponzo, who has brought himself back on for his 3rd over, has gotten a wicket and has put the Galaxy in dire straits, 79 for 6. This one pitching beautifully, just about off stump and then leaving the right-hander. And a little bit of air by the left-arm orthodox bowler. Just 2 runs, but a wicket for Emilio Ponzo. After 14, it's 79 for 6.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So at the crease, Shoaib Saeed, who has come from the Fort Lauderdale Lions, was one of the players for the Galaxy yesterday in that losing effort. 3 overs, none for 23 with the ball, but with the bat, Saeed was the best of the in the lineup. 41 off of 27, 2 4s and 4 6s for the powerful right-hander. And Shazad continuing his spell. And Shazad has been the main threat, despite only getting just 1 wicket. His 2 overs have only gone for 6 runs. And he's getting that bounce. And the right-handers are having a nightmare. And he's going after him. He played across the line. And the risk pays off. Saeed continuing where he left off yesterday with a boundary. A maximum over backward square. Going against the turn. But he got all of it, Saeed. Down on one knee. Picture perfect. This one short and pulled. And the batters come back for two. Shazad is not happy. You can see the bounce he's extracting, the wrist spinner. Saeed turned on it. Coming into this innings with some form under his belt. Picking up the ball rather quickly. So Saeed 8 off the last 2 deliveries. 87 for 6. Oh, and that is just something you dream about as a leg spinner. The drift, the guile, drawing the right hand into the shot, and the bounce, leaving him at the altar. And he's gone after it. Top edge. High in the air. And it's taken. Shazad has the last laugh. Saeed has to depart. Corner dry takes the catch. 7th wicket falling. The leg spinner again, pitching perfect. Leaving the right hander. Saeed went after him, got the edge, the outside edge. And an easy catch in cover for dry. So that is the end of the 15th over. The Galaxy up against it. 87 for 7.
Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tyke Real Estate presents the 4th annual Atlanta Open T20 October 8th to 13th in Atlanta, Georgia. For more information, visit AtlantaOpenT20.com.
So Anru Bolasetti, who made his debut yesterday, a medium pace bowler, got 2 runs after being dismissed by Uden, is facing a Ponzo. This is Bhavin Patel, who came in the over before as the procession of wickets continues for the Galaxy. And this one hits him up on the thigh pad. Sort of a half-hearted appeal by Aponzo. Going after him again, playing across the line. Bhavin Patel trying to use that slog sweep, but Aponzo is pitching that ball just outside off stump, and it's going to be hard for the right-hander to take it from there and put it to the leg side. This one a little straighter. Patel, the former Atlanta Paramveers player, against Aponzo. Gets a single to break the dot balls. So Aponzo with his last delivery in his spell. And he gets, guess what, a dot ball. So Aponzo, brilliant again. 4 overs, 1 for 15 by the skipper. The Galaxy, 88 for 7 after 16.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Shazad will bowl his 4th over on the trot. And the leg spinner is having great success. Got the wicket of Patel, the dangerous Patel, in the last ball of his last over. Was very expensive yesterday against the Galaxy. Today he's tidied things up using the bounce of the wicket, bowling a little flatter and getting a lot of turn. 2 slips now for the leg spinner. Bolasetti is beaten as an appeal for caught behind. Not sure what they're looking at the legs, the square leg umpire for. There's no chance of a stumping because the bails have not been taken off. This one beat Bolasetti. It was well tossed up. Googly hit the inside edge, went down, and even if it hit the stumps, the bails weren't rattled. So there was no chance of Bolasetti being out. But Shazad at the moment spinning a web. Invites Bolasetti into it. Hits the stumps on the flush. Excellent bit of fielding. And the Fire have continued their form in the field. Doing better than what they did yesterday. Gave up 145 from their 20. And right now just 89. Bolasetti drives, digs this one out. And Khalid comes all the way across. 2 more for the batters. Bolasetti is off the mark. 91 for 7. And Shazad is about to bowl his last delivery of a very, very good spell. And look at that bounce again. And that summarizes Shazad's spell. 4 overs, 2 for 17. Has crippled the Galaxy. 91 for 7 after 17. So we are back in Rydell, Georgia, and we saw what Darbar was appealing for. A googly inside edge onto the stumps, but the bails stayed on the stumps. Darbar appealing to the square leg umpire, but if the bails aren't off the stumps, the batter can't be out, despite the ball hitting the stumps. It is a rarity, but it does happen. And you always love a bowler who has the cool, calm, collective composure of bowling with a hat and shades, like Stephen Taylor. Roughed up in his first over, coming back for his second. Taylor coming around the wicket to the right-hander. And there's no chance for Bhavin Patel to do anything with that one. And a sweep, an appeal for LBW, and he's been given. Bhavin Patel can't believe it. Taylor coming around the wicket to the right-hander. And that one would have to have pitched to middle and off. And Patel would have to play it all over it. With that angle. Off spinner coming around the wicket to the right-hander. Usually a defensive posture by the bowler. Hit the back foot. And I have to say, on second looks, Patel is asking, it's going down the leg. Umpire has the final say. Patel has to go. Galaxy lose their 8th wicket. Taylor gets the breakthrough. 100 yesterday by the Jamaican. He gets a wicket today. .93 for 8 now. Patel back in the pavilion. And the new batter is Sherwath. Was not in the lineup yesterday for the Galaxy. And the sturdy right-hander will have to go up 2 more deliveries with Stephen Taylor, who has come in for his second over, his second spell, and has been right on the mark. And he's gone after him. It is a wind ball cricket match shot that you see on the beaches in the Caribbean. And Sherwath gets a boundary. Taylor pitching up. And Sherwath says, enough is enough. I'm going to swat it like a fly. Back over Taylor. And he's off the mark with a 4. Taylor. Again, winding up his Sherwath. Comes off the toe of the bat. Khalid fields. And that's the end of the 19th over. Actually 18. 18 in the books. 98 for 8.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So the sturdy, large Sherwath, who's been included in the lineup today for the second match in succession against the Atlanta Fire for the Galaxy, is going to face strike bowler Uden, whose 2 overs went for just 8 runs. And the batters are going to come back for 2. Uden just the 1 wicket yesterday. It's actually 2 wickets yesterday to go along with the 4 against the Lightning. That's 6 in 2 matches for the Atlanta Fire's opening bowler. And the 100 comes up for the Galaxy. 100 for 8. And Sherwath just pulls away from the stumps. Udin, just short of a length and opening the face of the bat elegantly, was Bolasetti. A match that can be played in a test match, in an ODI or a T20 or in your backyard, anywhere you like. That's what we call a cricketing shot. Bolasetti getting in line with the ball, opening the face of the bat, running it down to third man for a boundary. It is a sight for sore eyes in cricket. Beautifully played. Punching this one down the ground is Bolasetti. And Udin, who only gave up 8 runs in his first 2 overs, 7 runs in his first 2 overs, has now given up 8 runs in his first 4 deliveries of his third. Udin giving himself room as Sherwatt, and the ball bounced over the stumps. Sumit Sherwatt, known for his medium pace bowling, has got all of this one. It's a full toss, smashed high in the air, 1 bounce. Where to get to the boundary, it doesn't. Came off the toe of the bat, and the big hitter was hunting for another boundary. So that's the end of 19, 1 over remaining. The Galaxy are 108 for 8.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So the Galaxy get over the century mark. Yesterday they scored 145 in their allotted 20. And Corne Dry, the South African, will try to finish his spell and finish this innings. Outside off stump, referee says it's perfectly legal, and Bolasetti can't believe it. Bolasetti 8 from 9. And on the other end is Sumit Sherwatt, one of the most experienced players in minor league cricket. Dry. Short of a length. Bolasetti goes after it. He gets under it. Is a fielder under it? It is. Taken by Benjamin Kalitz in cover. Corne Dry gets his second. And the Galaxy are 108 for 9. Bolasetti departs for 8 runs. Dry hitting his mark just short of a length. Nowhere for Bolasetti to go, but up in the air. And Kalitz taking an easy catch in the end. So the final batter for the Galaxy is going to be Siddhant Shah, brought into the lineup. Did not play yesterday. And he gets a chance today. to affect this match with the ball. But he gets the opportunity to see out this innings for the Orlando Galaxy against a very determined Corne Dry. Dry didn't get any wickets yesterday, has 2 today. Actually, Dry did get 1. He got Manav Patel. And Shah, a youth player. Making his debut in minor league cricket. The tall left-arm spinner, batting at number 11 for the Galaxy. In national youth cricket tournaments, he's played 136 matches, 670 runs, and 159 wickets. Is Shah facing Dry. Yorker outside off stump, just digs it out and redirects it past backward point. So Dry to Shah. Shah is down the wicket and his bounces over the stumps. How did Shah survive that? We have no idea. But Corne Dry hunting for that 3rd wicket. And just like the Atlanta Fire has been efficient, his last delivery of his spell, his last delivery of the Atlanta Fire and the Orlando Galaxy innings. Corne Dry to Shah. Follows him and they get a single. And that wraps up the innings. The Orlando Galaxy put up 111. Not sure if that's going to be enough for this incredible Atlanta Fire lineup. Galaxy lost the toss and the Fire put them into bat. They come up with 111. Half of those runs scored by Dodson and King for an opening partnership of over 50. Then the procession of wickets began as Dave, the young U19 off-spinner, picked up 2 wickets. Corne Dry got 1. Shazad, the leg spinner, the pick of the bowlers, started to gather wickets. And the Galaxy can only come up with 111 off of their 20 overs. And now have to go out on the field and defend every one of those runs against an incredible lineup from the Atlanta Fire. Fire's bowling. Udin, no wickets today. Had 6 in the last 2 innings. Amelia Ponzo, 4 overs, 1 for 15. The skipper leading from in front. Corne Dry bounced back with 2 wickets today. But Shazad, 4 overs, 2 for 17. The pick of the bowlers. And Axe Dave, 3 overs, 2 for 18. The U19 prospect hit his straps and smothered the Galaxy. Well, Dodson and King, 26 each, set the table for the Galaxy, but they couldn't continue on in the middle part of the innings. Shazad, 2 for 17, Dave, 2 for 18, and Dry, 2 for 20, were the contributors for the Fire. So 112 needed off of 20 overs. We'll be right back for the Atlanta Fire innings. And he goes after him, Dodson, high in the air. It's going to be safe. But did it carry Dodson quiet for the last ball of this over? Dodson slashes at it outside off stump. And he gets a boundary. Rich culture. Corne Dry to King. Short delivery. This one is high in the air. Did King get all of it? He did. Dodson goes after him. High in the air. Over cover. And it's safe. A tall height. Goes after him. Sweep, slog, over mid-wicket. And has tremendous power on the leg side. High in the air. It's a top edge. And it's taken. He does. Thick outside edge. And taken in the deep. And this one goes high in the air. Khan goes after the youngster and clears the ropes. But you can expect a loose one every so often. This one is tossed up in the air and he's bowled him. Compress. Now the Galaxy put into bat. Patel rocks back and punches the cover. And he takes a catch. Pulled away by Balagopala. And he gets a boundary. Giving himself some room and cutting this one. Pass extra cover. And so too Balagopala. And it's an appeal for a run out now. And it looks like Anka 2 for 29 in this format. Adams is appeal for LBW. Umpire's given it. And he's going after him. He played across the line. And he's going after it. Top edge. High in the air. And it's taken. Shazad has the last. And a sweep and appeal for LBW. And he's been given. And he's gone after him. It is a Udin. Just short of a length and opening the face of the bat elegantly. Dry. Yes. Short of a length. Ball is set. He goes after it. He gets under it. Is a fielder under it? It is.
You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies.
Welcome back to beautiful Rydell, Georgia. Orlando Galaxy taking on Atlanta Fire. Orlando Galaxy losing the toss for the second consecutive match, but this time put into bat by Atlanta Fire, and they can conjure up a rather modest total for the Fire to chase. And Dimitri Adams is going to be opening the bowling, the right arm off spinner, left hand batter. Had a good game yesterday with the bat, Adams at 38. Today didn't fare too well. So 112 needed for this Atlanta Fire team. And if you're keeping track, the man taking guard, Stephen Taylor, 102 off of 59 deliveries yesterday. One of the rarities in this form of cricket, a century in the T20 format. He was blistering, had a couple of chances, two catches put down, and he made full use of that opportunity, those second chances, and put this team in his back to set up a total of 221 for the Fire yesterday. He's going to be facing Adams, the right-arm orthodox bowler. Adams coming around the wicket, so Galaxy opening with spin to Taylor. First is a sweep, no appeal, and a leg by to get the Fire underway. Actually, it's going to be a wide, bowled by Adams, so he's going to have to do it over again. So the other man on the other end, Rajiv Darbar, who got 10 off of just 3 deliveries, a 4 and a 6 yesterday, takes strike. The wicketkeeper / opening batsman took 1 catch in the innings, in the previous innings. Darbar, 27 matches, 367 runs in minor league cricket, and slog sweeps this one high in the air, and it's gone. First ball, a maximum off of Darbar's bat. Adams a wide, this time pitched up on middle leg and given full service, mayo, ketchup, mustard, onions, and pickles. So Darbar off the mark with a bang. Atlanta 8 without loss off of just 1 delivery. Now Adams gets cut away, but backward point feels for no run. Rajiv Darbar playing for the Philadelphians. And he goes after him again. Plays across the line. Same result. Adams roughed up in this very first over, and Darbar, who sat back and watched Taylor do the damage yesterday, decides he's going to get on the scoreboard today. Already surpassing his total from yesterday of 10 runs. Now he has 12 in just 2 deliveries. Slog sweep, played to perfection. 14 off of just 3 deliveries. And Atlanta Fire continuing where they left off yesterday. And he goes across the line again, somehow outside off stump for another boundary, this time a 4. Adams not sure where to pitch this delivery. Darbar going across the line. He goes all the way outside off stump and picks up the off spinner and dispatches in between mid-wicket and long on. So 4 more to the total, and Darbar not sure if he has an appointment to get to today. but now has 16 off of 4 deliveries, 18 off of the first 5, actually the first 4 for the Fire. And he's gone after him again. A huge hit. This one, another maximum. Just past the production truck by SE Tech Productions. Adams can't hide the ball. Darbar looking for him, finding him over mid-wicket. And Roddy Lalman is checking his insurance papers to see if the truck is insured. "22 off of 5 deliveries for Darbar. 24 already in this first over. 88 now needed. And Adams almost bowling it onto the second pitch, trying to hide the delivery. And just cuts this one away. It beats the infield, and it's going to be 4 more. Darbar goes to 26. The first over finally completed. 29 off of it. A nightmare for Adams and the Galaxy. Atlanta Fire 29 without loss after just the very first over. And this could be done in a hurry, folks. So if you're just joining us, Galaxy set a total of 111, and Darbar and the Fire put up 29 in the very first over, and Stephen Taylor is gone. First delivery, caught behind. Actually, it's his second. First one was a wide delivery by Adams, and Stephen Taylor, after a knock of 102 off of 59 deliveries, goes for first ball. Chasing Sewat, the experienced right-arm medium pacer, and immediately gets a wicket. Taylor chasing a wide delivery, and the Galaxy get one. Well, a bit of a bounce back for the Galaxy after 29 runs off the first over. This was a wide delivery by Sewat, almost like a loosener. And Taylor nowhere near it. Caught behind, he walks. 29 for 1. Here's that delivery again, going across the left-hander. And Sumit Sewat, one of the most experienced bowlers in minor league cricket. 24 matches, 23 innings. His bowling, 31 wickets for about 600 runs. That's off of 23 innings. His overs, 77 overs in minor league cricket for those 31 wickets at an average of 19.42. Economy rate of 7.8 for the medium pacer. He's taken 1 4-wicket haul. He's taken 1 5-wicket haul. And he's now going to bowl to Palash, who did not play in yesterday's match. Palash came in for Subramanian, the medium pacer. Is Sewat, just short of a length. The consummate professional. Sewat already hitting his mark. A full delivery, inside edge, a French cut almost. And it's going to go over the rope. Shawat paid the price for being too straight, too accurate. It was a good Yorker by the medium pacer. And it found the toe of the bat of Palash. French cut for 4. Some say it's the best shot in the book. Four more to the total, exactly what the Galaxy did not need. And it's 33 for 1. Shewat again. And just opening the face of the bat is Palash, and third man comes into play. So Ridwan Palash, who was in the 11 yesterday, didn't get a chance to bat. Finally getting an opportunity. And Rajiv Darbar continuing on after scoring 26 off of just 6 deliveries against Adams in the first over. And Sewat again hitting his mark. Dot ball. Sewat to Darbar. Darbar comes across his stumps, flashes at it, and that will conclude the second over. 5 runs on a wicket for the medium pacer. It's 34 for 1.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Quicker look at the over-by-over chart. And an excellent start by Orlando Galaxy with their 2 openers, King and Dodson. But look at that tower built by Darbar himself. 26 off of the first 6 deliveries off of Adams. And then Shewat bouncing back to limit them in that second over. The third over not so productive for the Galaxy. Let's see what the Fire can conjure up. 34 for 1 already after just 2 overs from the Fire. Well, the dangerous Stephen Taylor is back in the pavilion after a century yesterday and a first ball duck today. Well, they say duck is a batsman's score. No matter your innings, your pedigree, it can happen to anyone at any time. And Stephen Taylor suffered that fate today. So Bolasetti, who made his debut yesterday in minor league cricket, had 4 overs, 1 for 32. This one coming back into the right-hander. It's a small ground, this particular ground in the Paramveers Cricket Complex, but the wicket will give you some assistance. We saw Shazad get some bounce and turn from his wrist spinners. And then for the seamers, you will get some movement off of the seam. Palash. See, again, hitting the seam and coming back into the right-hander. So Rajiv Darbar, there's a little bit of angst in the field for the Galaxy with this man after what he did to Adams in that first over. I think this team might have to go to therapy after 29 runs were scored in that very first over off of Adams. But now the wicketkeeper batter will get a chance. Full delivery, whipped off the pads. Deep backward square there for protection in this power play. And what was a very ordinary third over for the Orlando Galaxy in their innings. So far, Bolasetti in his first 3 deliveries have made this very quiet for the Fire. Palash. Bolasetti coming back in again, getting some movement. It started just outside of stump and it hit the seam and came back. And it got the inside part of the bat, just one. That's the kind of movement Bolasetti is getting. U19 prospect. He was selected by this Orlando Galaxy team because of his age. They saw him in his workouts. They saw his tape, his reel, if you will. Very impressed with his action. This one coming back in and flicked off the pads by Darbar. Bolasetti to Palash. Down the leg side. And square leg just whips this one in. Just one more run. That's actually going to be a leg by. Came off the pad of Palash. And that's the end of a successful third over for the Galaxy. Just 5 runs off of it. 39 for 1.
Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tyke Real Estate present the 4th annual Atlanta Open T20 October 8th to 13th in Atlanta, Georgia. For more information, visit AtlantaOpenT20.com.
So Shiwa to continue after a successful first over from the medium pacer. This one keeps a little bit low. Palash not impressed. Shiwa got the prize wicket of Stephen Taylor for duck. Caught behind. And Ridwan Palash, who has played with the Atlanta Fire throughout his minor league career, 31 matches. He's batted 20 times, 7 not outs, 165, at an average of 12.69. This one hitting the seam, going away from the right-hander. Highest score for Palash is 39. Got his highest score all the way back in 2022. Hitting the seam, and this one has gone for 4. Whipped off his waist. Excellent response by Palash, who's been a little subdued over the last couple of deliveries. Coming across his stumps and just whipping it off his thigh pad. Beats backward square. And in the power play, that's going to be 4. Short delivery off the toe of the bat. And it's gone behind square for 4. 2 successive boundaries for Palash. This one outside off stump, went after it. And actually was smashed past mid-off for 4. So with his 13 dismissals for Palash, he's been caught 10 times. LBW once, stumped once, bowled once. So he's going to give Galaxy an opportunity. He's going to take risks. But he's also known to come in late in the inning. Palash has 7 not outs under his belt. As for Rajdeep Darbar, living up to his reputation, has a strike rate in minor league cricket for 122. And now he has 28 off of 10. 48 for 1. Stephen Taylor back in the pavilion for naught. Cut over point. And that's gone for 4. Actually, there's signal, it's a 6. It is. Darbar gets a maximum. Sherwatt pays for being too wide. And the little wicketkeeper has taken full advantage of this wide delivery by Sherwatt. Dropped a little too short and he cut it over point for 6. Fire get closer to their targets. It is 54 for 1 after 4.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Bolasetti will come back in after just giving up 4 runs in his first over to Palash. And it's going to be a wide delivery. No chance for Dodson behind the wicket. So the 50 came up in the last over off the last ball by Darbar with that cut for 6. Bolasetti to Palash. Again, that off cutter is bowling. Absolute gem from the youngster. He's been cutting the ball off the seam into the right-handers. And there was no chance for Palash. It was quick. It hurried on to Palash. And it cut a mile off the wicket. Right between the gates, between bat and pad, to hit leg stump. Absolute unplayable delivery by Bolasetti. He gets his wicket. Atlanta Fire lose their second. 55 on the board. Palash departs 16 off of 13. But Bolasetti, the U19 player, continues to impress. Look at this movement by the medium pacer. Hits off stump and hits the top of leg. Pitches off stump, hits the top of leg with pace. No chance. right between bat and pad. Palash beaten all ends up. And the youngster should celebrate. So Paul Palmer had a useful innings yesterday. 14 off of 9 deliveries, a 4 and a 6. He was not out. Can he continue on where he left off? Swan trying to be an away swinger to the left-hander, but it was full. So Palmer off the mark with just a push through cover. Darbar, on the other hand, 34 off of 11. Still in the power play, scanning the field. And with this young Bolasetti, 1 for 6 in 1.2. Will he go after him or just see him off? Short delivery pulled away by Darbar. And right down deep backward squares vicinity. But it took an awkward hop and Darbar gets another 4. Bolasetti deciding to bang one in short to the right-hander. And the wicketkeeper batter turned on it. And the trap was set, but it fell just short of deep backward square. Didn't hang on, and 4 more to the total. And you have to say it was shrewd bowling and captaincy to try and set up the opener. Didn't pay off. Opening the face of the bat and running it past backward point, and 4 more to Darbar. He goes to the 40s. 68 for 2. Not much wrong by Bolasetti, just too good by Darbar. Opening the face of the bat and running it through backward point, using the pace of the ball for 4 more. Elegance personified. He can be aggressive, he can be delicate, and the bowler pays the same price. So after a fantastic start by Bolasetti, bowling Palash, he's now given up 9 runs in 3 deliveries. Courtesy this man, Rajiv Darbar, who's 42 off of 13. He saw the damage that Stephen Taylor did yesterday. And now Darbar, who scored just 10 runs yesterday, is in the 40s and eyeing a half century. This one coming back in again. An inside edge. That's what all that saved Darbar. Bolasetti has that ability for huge off-cutters. So the left-handed Palmer, who just faced one delivery, his first delivery from Bolasetti, a full toss that was punched for a single through cover. Faces Bolasetti again. Again, same delivery, same result. Single to deep point, and that will be the end of the over number 5. We're still in the power play. 66 for 2. So the all-rounder, Shoaib Saeed from Fort Lauderdale, had a very good game yesterday. His spell 3 overs, none for 23, but was very, very accurate and consistent. We'll be bowling to the left-handed Palmer. Palmer not out on 14 yesterday, off of just 9 deliveries. Saeed. And he's gone first ball. Exactly what an off spinner loves to do against a left-hander. Invited him into the shot and then left him at the wicket. Well, ball number 1 by Saeed, an absolute peach. Look at the drift and the guile, inviting Palmer into the shot, and as it hits the wicket, spun a mile, caught the outside edge, and taken that slip. Romario King, the opener for the Galaxy, takes the catch at slip. And the left-handed Palmer departs for 2. Galaxy get their 3rd wicket. 66 for 3. Here's that delivery again. We can watch this all day. Just biting the outside edge. And Palmer looking at the wicket, looking for answers. So Saeed, who plays for Orlando Galaxy, played for Fort Lauderdale Lions in his first season in minor league cricket, picks up his 9th wicket in minor league history. And this one has Benjamin Kalitz in all sorts of trouble as the other left-hander comes in to face a very in-the-mood Saeed. And again, just hitting his marks on middle and off, and then leaving the left-hander. And at this point, the batters are just looking for Saeed, can't find him. This one coming just a fraction inside, middle and leg. And Kalitz and Darbar with a little bit of hesitation. Benjamin Kalitz, former U19 Canadian international, facing Saeed. This one is tossed up and again getting some turn. So far, the last over of the power play being bowled to perfection by Saeed. But he's not out of the woods yet. He has one more delivery to bowl to Rajdeep Darbar, who is 43 off of just 14 deliveries. Saeed staying around the wicket to the right-hander, to Darbar. And he's gone after him. A flat bat over the top, and he's caught. Saeed does the trick. He's been inch perfect in his first over, and he gets the dangerous Darbar. Darbar trying to make the most of the last ball of the power play, trying to go over the top of Saeed, and the off spinner getting turn, using guile, accuracy, and he holds out to mid-off. Galaxy get the prize wicket of Darbar, and now the discussion opens up with the Galaxy back into it. The 4th wicket goes down, 67 on the board. After the power play, 11.17 runs per over was scored. Now 45 needed off of 14. Of course, it's still very much in Atlanta Fire's favor. But getting Darbar back into the wicket for 43 off of 15. Palash 16 off of 13. Palmer gone for 2. And Saeed 2 wickets for 1 run has brought the Galaxy right back in the discussion. If they can capture 2 more in the next 3 or 4 overs, well, hang on to your hairnets. Well, Benjamin Khalid, who had a tough time facing the first 2 deliveries of Saeed, is on 1. Yesterday, Khalid's 10 off of 10 deliveries. Not really in great form. And it's Shah, the left-arm spinner, U19 player. His first delivery, cut away for 4. Well, Siddharth Shah from St. Louis, the St. Louis Americans U19 prospect, making his debut, dropping it a little too short, and the left-handed Khalid's jumping all over it and cutting it for 4. Takes a little bit of pressure off of the Fire, who lost 2 quick wickets in succession. And they go for the 71 for 4, 72 for 4 rather. So the right-handed Axe Dave, who's been in fine form for the Fire, has crossed the 30-run mark in his last 2 innings against the Lightning last Sunday in a winning performance. Yesterday, 37 off of 27 with 3 4s and 3 6s. Takes aim today. And he's off the mark on the first delivery. So the young Siddharth Shah. Again, wide for Khalid's. Khalid's cutting, but straight to cover. Khalid's drives. And Shah has tidied up this over after giving up a 4 to Khalid's on his first delivery. Shah. And there's a slight appeal for LBW. May have hit Axe Dave's pad before the bat. But nonetheless, 7 overs gone, 74 for 4.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Saeed continues. And Khalid still looking for him. What an over by Shoaib Saeed. 2 wickets for just 1 run. And he's into Khalid. Tossing it up. Confident enough. He's confident enough now to give it some air. Khalid's 22 years old, from Canada. Plays for Northern Knights. Getting an opportunity to play in minor league cricket as this stage and this competition continues to grow. Bringing players in from all over the world. So Dave facing Saeed, who continues around the wicket to the right-hander. And look at the turn he's extracting. A lot of assistance from this wicket for the spinners. We saw Shazad in the first half, the wrist spinner. Now the finger spinner, Saeed, getting turn. And Dave whips this one through mid-wicket. Benjamin Khalid's the Canadian wicketkeeper batsman. Punches this one. Protection at long off. And that's the end of over number 8. 77 for 4. So here's Khalid, who had 10 runs from 10 deliveries yesterday. He's now 9 off of 12, facing the left-handed Shah. And Shah, this one slips out of his fingers, and Khalid, with a square drive, gets one. Shah to Dave. Tossed up. Excellent guile and air. And that's all Dave can do with it. Just punch it for 1 to long off. Khalid's facing the left-arm orthodox Shah. And this one's cut away. Too short. And Khalid peppers deep point for 1 more run. Dave. And at this point, with the power play over, and the spinner, Shah, keeping it a tight line and length, Khalid and Dave just happy to keep the scoreboard ticking. Only 31 needed off of 11.2 overs as the Fire are strolling to the finish line. As long as they don't lose wickets, that's what the Galaxy need. Tossed up by Shah and slogged over his head for 4. Overpitched by the left-arm orthodox bowler. And Kalitz, who's now starting to play himself into this innings, was not going to let that one go. Overpitched, too much air, and smashed back past Shah for 4. He goes to 15, 85 for 4. Last delivery of the 9th. Goes after him, pulls this one over square leg for 6. And Benjamin Kalitz is starting to play himself into form. Hit the youngster back overhead for 4. The previous delivery. This time goes down on one knee. A little bit of anticipation. And he smashed it over mid-wicket for 6. Here's Dave, who's been a little quiet. And Saeed is a slight appeal. And yes, Dave wants to get a move on. But this man, Saeed, 2 overs, 2 for 4, doesn't seem to be the bowler you want to go after at this moment. Around the wicket to the right-hander. And he goes after him. Up, up, up. And caught. Dave pays the price. He finds Dimitri Adams at long on, going after Saeed. And the young all-rounder continues his 3rd wicket for just 4 runs. Pitched up. Dave gets under it. And he finds the wrong man, Dimitri Adams, who can catch that in his sleep. So Dave departs. And the 5th wicket falling for Atlanta Fire. 91 for 5. So coming to the crease is the one change that the Fire made today. Viraj Vaghela, who took a great catch at cover when he was in the field in the first innings, will face his first delivery against Saeed, who is spinning a web. 3 for 4. And comes right back into the right-hander. Vaghela is off the mark. So Kalitz, who cut free against Shah in the last over, got a 4 and a 6. 21 off a 16. And the... Oh, almost an attempted stumping on Kalitz. And that's the type of delivery that Saeed has been bowling continuously to the left-handers. His very first delivery got the left-hander caught behind at slip. This one completely confuffling Kalitz. And Benjamin Kalitz, whose parents are from South Africa, but they live in Canada, and Khalid's plays for the Canadian U19 team, is struggling just like everyone else against Saeed. Vagela. So Viraj Vagela, in his minor league career, 6 matches, 49 runs, and that's the end of the 10th over, 93 for 5.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So the Atlanta Fire just need 19 runs for victory. It'll be their 3rd successive victory if they pull it off. And we have Bolasetti, the medium pacer, to Khalid, who drives high over point. 1 bounce. Deep cover comes across. Bolasetti's first 2 overs were for 16 runs. Got the prize wicket of Palash with an incredible off-cutter that pitched an off stump and hit the top of leg. If he can come up with 2 or 3 of those, he can get the Galaxy right back into this match. Bolasetti. Full outside off stump and an appeal for caught behind. And this Orlando Galaxy team have their new stadium in Groveland, just west of Orlando. A turf wicket, batting cages, huge investment on private land. It's been leased to the team. And a lot of expectations on growing the sport in Central Florida. There's a local league of 24 teams in Florida called the Premiership and the Championship, 2 divisions. Outside off stump and another dot ball. Vagela wants a wide. 2 divisions separates 24 teams in the local league in Florida. There's a promotion and relegation. In the summer, they play 20 over matches. And then in the fall and spring, they play 35 over matches because the weather, of course, is a lot more appealing to play that 35 over format. Bolasetti. Khalid's Vagela on drive. Attempted run out. But this Orlando Galaxy team was always a little bit older. And they decided to go younger, bringing in players like Shah and Bolasetti to improve things in the field and to grow a team in the minor league championship as the years progress. Khalid's. The Galaxy are expecting to have an invitational tournament in their Groveland complex in 2025. Ooh, and this one goes outside the edge, outside edge of the left-hander, but it's a no ball by Bolasetti. Again, getting one of those to go away from the left-hander into the right-hander. But he's now overstepped and now has to face Khalid on a free hit. Khalid's 23 off of 21. Is going to want to open those shoulders against the very tight Bolasetti. Full delivery, gets under it. It's a free hit. And Bolasetti couldn't find it. So a single to finish the over. Only 3-4 runs off of it. It's 97 for 5 after 11.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Saeed back in action to Khalid. And the Canadian from South African roots just punches it to point, but Saeed, 3 overs, 3 for 6, has been remarkable. Beating the left-hander again, and looks more like a test match than a T20 match when this man is bowling. Khalid's training in South Africa for most of his life, his cricketing career. Goes across his stumps and somehow gets a piece of this over his stumps and gets runs behind the wicket. Saeed. And this one is cut away by Khalid. Just one, but the 100 comes up for Atlanta Fire. After just 11 overs, 11 and a half, run rate of 8.5. Khalid, who has come in after some quick wickets fell and has steadied the innings. He's 27 off of 26. And the Fire just need 12 runs off of the last 8.2 overs. Add one more to the total to Vagella. Khalid, who's one of his biggest strengths is his work ethic, and is showing today in his innings. Cutting. One more, so he will face the first ball of the next over. 12 overs gone, 10 runs needed, 102 for 5.
Atlanta Fire Cricket and Tyke Real Estate presents the 4th annual Atlanta Open T20 October 8th to 13th in Atlanta, Georgia. For more information, visit AtlantaOpenT20.com.
So the young Arinath Bolasetti is rewarded for his 4th over after a tidy 3rd. And he gets a dot ball to reward his captain. 102 for 5. Atlanta Fire closing in on their 3rd successive victory. Trying to catch up with Baltimore Royals and Morrisville Raptors, who are idle this weekend. Right after this match, Atlanta Lightning will take on Fort Lauderdale Lions. And this one beats Khalid, and his appeal for caught behind the inside edge, and Khalid has to go. Bolasetti, his accuracy, his patience, his diligence gets the prize wicket of Khalid, who departs for 28 off of 29. as his 6th wicket falls for 102. And the youngster's determination has paid off. He bowled 4 overs, 1 for 32 yesterday, Bolasetti. And now gets the wicket of Khalid, who was anchoring the innings in the middle part of the innings. Comes back in on the left-hander, gets the inside edge. And is gone, caught behind. Caught Dobson, bowled by Bolasetti. So Bolasetti gets his 2nd wicket in successive matches. 1 yesterday, 1 today. 102 for 6. Coming into the wicket is the strike bowler, Shaif Uden. Yesterday got 8 runs just off of 4 deliveries. And he's facing a very confident youngster by the name of Arnav Bolasetti. Down the wicket comes. Down the wicket comes to Uden, trying to finish it with 1 blow. And the attempted stumping by Dobson doesn't pay off. Bolasetti. This one's cut, just sort of lifted past point. 3rd man comes across. So the Atlanta Fire, even though they are within range of victory, are being stalled at the moment by Bolasetti and Saeed. So Vagela taking strike. This one keeps a little bit low, but he plays it well, Vagela. So Vagela, 6 matches, 5 innings, 49 runs in minor league cricket, with an average of 16.33, strike rate of 92. His highest score is 38. Had 1 big innings in those 5 innings. Cut away by Vagela. And did he hold out a point? No, he did not. It dropped short. And an end of a successful over by Bolasetti. 13 overs in the books. 103 for 6. 9 needed for victory by the Fire.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So the aggressive Uden will face Parth Patel, the USA U19 cricketer. And a single to Uden takes the score over to 104. And Vagela, who's seen 8 deliveries for 3 runs, is inspecting the field. But with 6 wickets down, just a little bit of apprehension by the Fire to go after Patel. And another single. And Fire are being efficient, being smart, understanding what's needed. Now 7 runs needed. Parth Patel, the USA U19 cricketer. And a little bit of gamesmanship by Uden. Sticking out his back foot, trying to show Patel that he was going to go out to the leg side. But Patel maintained his guile. Oh, what a delivery. Beating the left-hander. Pitching on off stump and then leaving him. Patel. Uden comes across his stumps and goes after him. High in the air. Is it going to carry? It does. The wildlife are running for cover. Uden has had enough of this. Gives himself some room. And smashes Patel back overhead for a very long, high 6. It's going to take a while for Dimitri Adams to retrieve this one. But now the scores are tied. Atlanta Fire just need 1 run for victory. And with the power that Uden put on that delivery, the umpire has to inspect the ball. And Parth Patel is going to bowl the last ball of his over with just 1 run needed for Atlanta Fire to win the match. And Uden smashes this one. Down to long on, and Patel gets a wicket. Uden holds out to long on. Galaxy get their 7th. A well-taken catch down at the boundary. Uden smashed the 6 on the delivery before. Goes after Patel to try and finish it off in style. But he holds out to long on in the deep. Patel gets a wicket. Fire lose their 7th. And we're still going to take at least another delivery. And the strike bowler, none other than Sumit Sherwath, will come in as the scores are leveled. Sherwath will have to get 3 consecutive wickets without a run for the Galaxy to have a chance. And Vagela, who's seen 9 deliveries, just needs 1 run. And the skipper, Ahmed Khan, bringing the field in to the point where Vagela is going to have to take a little bit of a chance to finish this one off. Sherwath, Vagela, 1 run. And a Yorker outset off stump. No chance for Vagela to do anything with it. So Atlanta Fire closing in on 3 consecutive wins. And this one tucked off the legs, and that will do it. The Fire close out the victory with a 4 by Vagela. They go to 115 and get their 3rd consecutive victory in minor league cricket. Full toss by Sherwath, given the treatment by Vagela. And the Fire are climbing the charts like a Michael Jackson hit. They go to 8 points. And they're now just 1 point away from the Raptors and the Royals, who are idle this weekend. The Fire continue to be rampant as they win by 3 wickets. Quick look at the scorecard. Darbar did his set the table 43 off of 15. Kalitz anchored the innings with 28 off of 29. And Palash, a quick-fire 16, was enough to guide this team to a very low total, it must be said, set by the Galaxy. 115 for 7. And the Fire, like we mentioned, 3 successive wins on the trot. Bowling figures, Adams, well, that first over went for 29. But Patel, actually, Shoaib Saeed, 4 overs, 3 for 11. Picture perfect. Incredible stuff. Bolasetti, the youngster, 4 overs, 2 for 21. Did his best. And Parth Patel got the 1 wicket at the end. But the Atlanta Fire, the story, 3 successive victories, knock off the runs, 115 for 7. And the standings in the South means that the Fire are just behind the Raptors and just behind the Royals. And the quick match summary, Galaxy can only come up with 111 for 9. Dobson and King, 26 apiece. Shazad, 2 for 17. Dave, 2 for 18. Dry, 2 for 20. Then Darbar, 43 off 15. Khalid's 28 off of 29. Ensured victory for Atlanta Fire. Saeed, 4 overs, 3 for 11. Play of the match in every other game, but not today. Didn't have enough runs to protect. And the Fire rampant. So the standings in the South. Royals 9 points, Raptors 9 points, Fire now go to 8. As the Raptors and Royals are non-existent this weekend. But the Lightning will take on the Lions. And they want to stay in the conversation as well. If they get a victory against the Lions, they creep up with the Fire in that 3rd spot. So stay tuned. We'll have Atlanta Lightning taking on Fort Lauderdale Lions. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Darbar, 27 matches, 367 runs in minor league cricket, and Slog sweeps this one high in the air. And it's gone. Philadelphians. And he goes after him again. Plays across the line. Same result. And he goes across the line again, somehow outside off stump of the first 5. Actually, the first 4 for the Fire. And he's gone after him again. A huge hit. And just cuts this one away. It beats the infield, and it's going to be 4 more. And the Fire put up 29 in the very first over. And Stephen Taylor's gone. First, a full delivery, inside edge, a French cut almost. And it's going to go. Hitting the seam. And this one is gone for 4. Whipped off his waist. Short delivery off the toe of the bat. And it's gone behind square for 4. Cut over point. And that's gone for 4. Bolasetti to Palash. Again, that off cutter is bowled him. Short delivery pulled away by Darbar. And right down deep backward squares. Opening the face of the bat and running it past backward point and Saeed. And he's gone first ball to Darbar. And he's gone after him. A flat bat over the top. And he's caught. Not really in great form. And it's Shah, the left-arm spinner, U19 player. His first delivery, cut away for 4. That's what the Galaxy need. Tossed up by Shah and slogged over his head for 4. Last delivery of the 9th. Goes after him. Pulls this one over square leg for 6 after this moment. Around the wicket to the right-hander. And he goes after him. Up, up, up. Atlanta Lightning will take on Fort Lauderdale Lions. And this one beats Kalitz. And his appeal for caught behind the inside edge. And Kalitz has Patel Uden comes across his stumps and goes after him, high in the air. Is it going to carry? It does. 1 run needed for Atlanta Fire to win the match. And Uden smashes this one. Down to long on. And this one tucked off the legs, and that will do it. The Fire close out the victory with a 4 by Vagella. They go to 1.
You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies.